Just Keep Buying by Maggiulli. One of the first things that springs to mind when reading the title of this book is unsurprisingly a big part of it. To build wealth, it didn't matter when you bought US stocks, just that you bought them and kept buying them. It didn't matter if you were in a bull market or a bear market. All that mattered was that you kept buying. If you want to build wealth over the long term, then you should just keep buying into the stock market. Regardless of news and economic forecasts, etc., dollar cost averaging is your friend. Ignore the Doomsday predictions and just keep buying. Focus on growing your income instead of cutting your costs. I've probably mentioned this before, but I feel that the FIRE movement gets way too focused at times on cutting expenses, often to extremes, which results in reduced happiness. Chances are, your best approach to save more money is to try and earn more. Most people discover the FIRE movement and start cutting expenses drastically until they are miserable, but that's not sustainable. You can only cut expenses so far, but in theory, there is no cap on earning potential. For many, this is the only way they are going to be able to hit a 50% plus savings rate and still continue to enjoy their current life as well. Save before you invest. Saving is for the poor, whilst investing is for the rich. If you can only save small amounts, then you should not focus on your portfolio. Just pick a basic fund and get started. Obsessing over reducing investment costs or which fund is optimal will have very little impact when starting out. Focus on increasing the amount of money you invest and forget about the rest at the beginning of the journey. When you are saving more and the portfolio starts to grow, this is when the focus should switch onto portfolio optimization. Investing is simple. Many of the so-called experts will tell you that investing is complicated. Just keep buying regardless of market conditions into a low-cost index portfolio. It is as simple as that. Don't focus on a fixed savings rate. Many people in the FIRE movement focus on trying to hit a certain fixed savings rate. Instead, the author suggests that you should focus on saving what you can when you can. Relying on a fixed, prescribed savings rate is nonsense. Instead of obsessing over a fixed savings rate, try being a bit more flexible. When times are good or you get a good bonus, for example, try putting a bit more away. When times are tougher, give yourself permission to spend a bit more on taking care of yourself and your family. The real challenge with money is to figure out our priorities in life. You can have anything in life, but you probably can't have everything. Most people spend their whole life feeling anxious about money. The status quo in society is to feel that money is a finite resource and we should hoard it and feel guilty about spending it. This has led to a culture of stressing about money. The true challenge we face with money is not how much to save and how much to spend, it's knowing where to direct our money to make us the happiest. This takes a lot of self-awareness and many people find this too daunting and choose to bury their head in the sand instead. The message in this book is extremely straightforward and to the point. Sometimes I think it is all too common for experts to make personal finances sound complicated, but it's always worth remembering that for some people they have a vested interest in overcomplicating things, because ultimately people are more likely to feel they need to pay for their services. So there we have it. Focus on earning more, invest in the savings wisely, spending your money intentionally, and the most important of all, just keep buying.